So we're at Bear Paw 2 RV park. There's two parks within a block of each other. This is we call it the adult park. Martha was worried it was going to be a clothing optional park, but it's not. It's just, you have to be over 21 to camp here. Another nice view out the back. Cooper out for his last walk for the evening. Tight spaces, but again, the view makes up for everything. The Port of Valdez, we're right next to the small boat harbor. A lilac bush right next to us. Terminus of the Alaska pipeline is on the other side. You may go check that out tomorrow. Today's Monday, the 13th of June. It's a little more cloudy than it was yesterday. A lot more cloudy and cooler here in Valdez. City Pond.
Trailer pond.
This is where the ferry terminal is, Alaska Marine Highway. The ferry runs for passengers and motor vehicles, even our truck and trailer. They're huge state ferries.
This is it right here.
So this is the original town site of Valdez. There's really nothing left. I mean, it's just a marker. After the 1964 earthquake that hit Alaska, the whole town was just destroyed, so they moved everything where we're at now in the years following. I should say where we're camped at now. Where we're at now is at the town site. And you can just see in the distance all the petroleum, the oil storage tanks. That's where we're headed next on Dyersville Road for the pipeline. We're going to be filling up today, so this will break our record. Even in Canada, it wasn't $5.99 a gallon. But I understand it's over $5 a gallon back in Ohio too, so what are you going to do? End of the road for us on Dyersville Road. And there's not much of a view, but that's where the terminal is. Can't even get close. They guard this facility like a prison. It's the port where all the tankers come. There's none in there. Out there, I should say, today. And we are camped on the opposite shore. Of course, it's cloudy. Too cloudy today to even see anything. And with the fish hatchery here in Valdez. The glacier is in that mountain valley around the corner. I can't see it anymore. This is called Valdez Glacier Lake. And according to the literature, the water's 600 feet deep here in places. And all these are icebergs that have broken off from the glacier. Really see the reflection in the lake. It's pretty calm. Temperature dropped about 10 degrees up here, and it's really a flat road all the way in. I don't think we're 100 feet above sea level. There's the Fat Mermaid.
Mike's Place Restaurant Pizza.
And Anadar takes you out onto that lake we just left. Glacier. Valdez Glacier.
There's the outfitters. Do you want to go and see if they have any?
Roadside Potato Head, that's us.
It's built around their hand-cut curly fries.
So we're trying to get a picture, first picture of the pipeline. The first time we've really had access. There was a better interpretive area up in Fairbanks, but we didn't find out about it till we were leaving. Most of the pipeline's obscured from the highway, either underground or behind the trees. Mosquitoes are out this morning. This is our campsite at the Sourdough campground near Tok, Alaska. It's nicely treed. This is all black spruce. You can tell by the tall, straight trunks. All the limbs are close to the trunk. They don't really spread out, they just spread up. Black spruce is probably the most common tree in Alaska forests, and Yukon as well. Disappointed in this campground. Narrow spots, electrics at the front. We actually had to move because our electric wouldn't reach on the first site we had. And the promise of a sourdough pancake breakfast is not going to happen. They don't start that till Thursday, a couple days out yet. In fact, tomorrow. It was really highly rated in all the books, but they must be getting a late start this year. We are southbound on the Alaska Highway. We just left the gas station at Destruction Bay, Yukon territory. Another easy 5-minute trip through the border crossing. And I wish I could tell you what the name of that mountain is. It's snow covered up ahead. About 3 miles from Camp Congdon Creek. It's a Yukon government campground. First come, first serve, so we'll see what happens. This is Kluane Lake. When we came up this direction, probably been close to 3 weeks ago. 80% frozen over, but it looks like it's all thawed at this point. Our campground is right on the edge of the lake. I don't know if it'll have a water view at all, but it's close anyway. Campground sign. This is Kluane Lake. We did pass by this on the way north about 3 weeks ago. Our campsite's just maybe 100 yards up into the woods. Not even that much, 50 yards. It's been raining on and off all day. In fact, it's starting to sprinkle again now. Temperature's about 60. see, yeah, you can see the back of our trailer. Maybe. I don't know if you can tell it today because it is pretty cloudy, but this is just one of those emerald clean green lakes and we've seen up north here in Canada and Alaska. Totally ice free now. So this is Congdon Creek. I think it's one of the parks in Kluane National Park. It's interesting, two different colors. The Yukon government has a pretty good deal. Their campgrounds are almost always nice. They're primitive, no hookups, so it's dry camping. Free firewood. Have both trash receptacles and a recyclable bin, which Alaska doesn't have. In fact, a lot of the states don't have. Somewhere we can get rid of our cans and bottles. We're at Kathleen Lake in Kluane National Park in Canada, in the Yukon, on our way to Haynes. Supposed to be a trail here, goes to a red chairs and a lookout. This is where we stopped for lunch. And it's about a half an hour, maybe 45 minutes south of Haynes Junction, on our way to Haynes. We just stopped at Kluane National Park, Kathleen Lake. It's a beautiful lake, but I couldn't find the trails I was looking for, so, and the bugs were terrible. I stopped here to eat lunch. It is Thursday the 16th, and we're about ready to cross the Canada-Alaska border, which means the time will change again. Still on the Haynes Highway. We're just approaching Three Guardsmen's Pass. We went over Chilkoot Pass, which is the highest point on the Haynes Highway. And this is one of the most snow-covered mountain ranges we've seen on the trip. Probably since Denali. Multiple glaciers, for sure. Oceanside RV Park in Haynes. The cleanest, newest looking RV park we've stayed at on this trip for sure. It's a parking lot, asphalt parking lot, but clean, manicured. Guys are always doing maintenance. Haynes is located on the Lynn Canal. High today on the way here, we saw on the truck was 78 degrees. There's a nice cool breeze coming off of the water here though. And downtown was packed with people. I'm sure you can see why. Picture of the mountains. This is Friday morning, June 17th. Definitely low tide this morning. No cruise ships in the harbor anywhere. Like a man and his dog might be exploring. And the low overnight's only 55 degrees, so I think it's supposed to get up in the 70s again today. This is Main Street on, well, I should say in Haynes, Alaska. So this part of Haynes is an historical district called Old Fort Seward. All these buildings were built back in the early 1900s when Canada and the US were arguing over territory, the Alaskan borders and so forth. That building there is now a hotel and restaurant. Get it back in frame, that building. That was the original hospital for the fort. And then the street we're parked on was called Officers Row. It was housing for the officers. They're now private residences, most of them. So this is the Chilkat Inlet, or the Chilkat River that we followed through the mountains down to Haynes. Dumps out into the ocean eventually. I think it joins the Lynn Canal where Haynes is before it gets that far. And yes, those are glaciers up in the mountains there. So we're at the end of the road, Chilkat State Park. Nice view of Rainbow Glacier. You can't see the entire glacier, but Davidson Glacier is, you can see the toe. Let's get a picture. Sure what plant this is with the, it's almost like bear grass going alongside the road here. The last mile or so into the park is pretty rough gravel. One section's got a 14% grade. Famous Hammer Museum. I suppose it tells the history of mankind and his use and development of hand tools. And this is actually, that's the restaurant we got takeout from last night. Good fish. They got halibut, and once they got halibut and snapper fish and chips. And it's right next to our campground. That is our campground right there. It's blocked by the other buildings, but this is the Chilkoot River. This morning we were at the Chilkat River. It's over on the west, to the west of Haynes. This is north and east of Haynes, about 10 miles from our campground. This is the river between Chilkoot Lake and the Lynn Canal. It goes all the way down to Haynes. Pair of eagles. Interesting story about this. Used to be a sacred meeting place for the Tlingit Indians. There was a rock It was here that was blown up during the building of the highway, and Tlingit Indians protested, so they used the rocks to build this little observation point. Chilkoot Lake. Count the fish. It's a picture of a trailer from across Lynn Canal. The Oceanside RV Park, Haynes, Alaska. Leaving downtown Haynes. Just crossed the Canadian border again. We're in British Columbia. Heading to Whitehorse this evening. We're about 60 miles north of Haynes. Pioneer RV Park in Whitehorse, Yukon. Surprise for a private campground. It's got some nice sites in it. There's some sites that are gravel parking lot. up by the highway, but we got lucky. Just called ahead at lunchtime, and she told us she didn't have any in the trees, and we got here and she gave us one, so I feel good. Nice level gravel sites. This is on the road to Skagway. They call it the South Klondike Highway. It's only about 90 miles, 95 miles from the Alaska Highway down to Skagway. This is Emerald Lake. Sure hope the color shows up on this one. This is a couple shades of green. We're still about 60 miles north of Skagway, maybe. Still in the Yukon territory, just north of Carcross, Yukon, which is 60 miles or so. Skagway. Called the world's smallest desert. Not sure how they determine all that, but the trailer we go for a picnic. Lake, south of Carcross. Not sure what that structure is. Either some kind of elevator or
Are you okay? Are you okay with this?
Downtown Skagway. We took a little drive up to an overlook on Daia Road. Calling for 50% chance of rain. So far we are just getting sprinkles and the sun poke out a little bit. The big cruise ship is left, but there's still a couple big ones in the harbor. So just to show where we're camped. There's a grove of trees there. That's the RV park we're camped in. Might be able to see some of the trailers through the trees. So the body of water that Skagway's harbor is on is called Taia Inlet. Right on the other side of those mountains we're looking at is Haynes. They both are in the Lynn Canal. It's where the big ships come in and out. It's only, I think it's about an hour ferry ride from here to Haynes, just to go around the corner of those mountains and you're there. But it took us 2 days to drive it. It's about 370 miles, I think. Still on Daia Road. It's mostly one lane. Speed limit says 25 miles an hour, but we've been averaging about 15 or 20. is the Slide Cemetery, the National Park restored and maintains the site. It's a graveyard where all the pioneers that were killed in the avalanche. I think it was in 1918. Well, one of these boards should tell us. I was wrong. It was 1898. Well, so I need to do a little weeding. Well, these must just be family because they're different dates. This is called the Daya Flats area. There's companies that run tours. They bring the canoes or kayaks out here, put them in the water and let them go all the way back to Skagway.